Talk about something almost nobody says out loud about computer science. Most people think computer science is about coding, just writing lines of code to make things happen, or it's about math and logic, solving puzzles and complex problems, or about landing a high-paying job after graduation. But the reality is way more complicated than that. The hardest part of computer science isn't what most people expect. It's not the syntax or the formulas. It's not memorizing algorithms or data structures. It's not even meeting deadlines or project requirements. The hardest part is facing the constant feeling of confusion, frustration, and self-doubt, and choosing to keep going anyway. Every day, thousands of students and learners sit down to code and stare at their screens. Not because they want to, but because they have to. Not because they understand everything, but because they know they need to keep trying. Imagine this. You spend hours trying to fix a bug. A single tiny mistake. Maybe a missing semicolon or a misplaced bracket, and nothing works. Go online. Look for answers. Follow tutorials. Copy and paste code snippets. But still, the program won't run. That feeling, it's crushing. And the worst part is, it happens over and over again. Sometimes, you solve a problem quickly, and that rush feels amazing. But just as often, you hit walls that seem impossible to climb. In those moments, the question arises, am I really cut out for this? It's important to know. Those moments are not a sign that you're bad at computer science. They're signs that you're pushing your limits, stretching your brain in ways it's never been stretched before. Computer science isn't a skill you master overnight. It's a journey filled with setbacks, confusion, and slow progress. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, what separates those who succeed from those who quit? It's not just intelligence or talent. It's the ability to handle uncertainty, to tolerate failure, and to persist even when the path is unclear. This quality, often called grit or resilience, is what lets you sit with confusion without giving up. It's what lets you read through pages of documentation, Stack Overflow posts, and error messages, even when your head is spinning. Think about this like learning a new language, but a language where the grammar changes constantly, and there's no one to explain the rules clearly. Or mess up, or forget things, or feel like you're not making progress. And that's normal. You're not alone in feeling this way. In fact, every programmer you admire has gone through this exact process. They've all faced bugs that took hours, days, or even weeks to solve. They've all stared at error messages that made no sense. They've all felt overwhelmed by how much they still need to learn. But here's the secret. Every error is an opportunity to learn. Every frustrating problem teaches you something new about how computers think, how code works, and how to approach complex problems. And with every failure, you get stronger mentally and technically. Build the skill of debugging. Not just fixing code, but understanding why something isn't working. Develop problem-solving skills that apply far beyond computers. Skills like patience, logical thinking, and creativity. And the truth is, these are the real skills that define success in computer science. Of course, the technical knowledge matters too. Learning languages like Python, Java, or C++, understanding data structures, mastering algorithms, but without persistence, that knowledge isn't enough, because knowledge alone doesn't keep you coding at 2 a.m. when your program crashes. It doesn't keep you trying after your code breaks 5 times in a row. That's why so many people quit. Not because they lack intelligence, but because they underestimate how much perseverance is required. So if you're struggling, remember this. It's okay to feel lost. It's okay to get stuck. It's okay to make mistakes. Every expert was once a beginner who felt exactly the same. And if you keep showing up, if you keep trying, debugging, learning, eventually things start to click. The code that once seemed impossible becomes understandable. The problems that once stopped you become challenges you can solve. That feeling of breakthrough, it's one of the most rewarding experiences you'll have in computer science.